Hello again, once again Internet. A little bit of a different video for you today. Instead of an archery experience or something else like that, I'm actually going to show you something I just built. For a while now, I've actually been wanting a way to practice inside. And I've been doing holding exercises with my bow for a while now, but I wanted a way to practice my release. And you don't dry fire a bow, so obviously that was out. And what I ended up getting was some stretching bands, just some basic exercise bands. And this one I actually shortened considerably, so it was a little bit heavier as I'm pulling it back. But after a while, I kind of wanted something that handled more like my bow. I've been using this now for about a month and a half, and it's been good. Again, I can actually practice my anchor and practice my release. It's actually, obviously that was a bad release. It's been good, but I wanted something that handled a little bit more like my bow. So that's kind of what I've come up with for you today, and I'm going to show you how I built it. Okay, so really basic, simple build supplies. This is a 10-foot length of 3/4 inch Schedule 40 PVC. I've got two of these number 12 1/2 inch to 1.25 inch pipe clamps, a couple of strength or workout training resistance bands, tape measure, drill, and just, again, very basic and simple supplies. Oops, I forgot to mention you're also going to need a couple of elbow fittings and another 2-foot length of the same kind of PVC, 3/4 inch Schedule 40. Okay, so to start the build, I'm actually going to take the 10-inch length of pipe and cut it directly in half at 5 feet. So technically you can actually make two of these out of the same piece of pipe. Okay, and after doing a bit more thinking, I'm actually going to make this as close to my bow as I can, and since my bow is a 58-inch string because it's a 62-inch bow, I'm actually going to go ahead and dry fit the elbows onto the 5-foot length, measure the whole thing, and then subtract what I need in order to get down to 58 inches. Okay, and that came out to a total of 63 inches, so I'm going to go ahead and take off about 5 inches. Go ahead and set this piece aside for use later. Now I'm just going to clean up the cut there, just with a basic file. Now take that 2-foot piece of PVC, mark it at 5 inches. And now don't throw this piece away because you can use it to either make a second one from the same piece or, it's perfectly good pipe. Maybe even a blowgun. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and just cement the 5-inch pieces into one end of the elbows. Stuff works fast, so should you. To keep it well ventilated. This stuff, potent, very, very potent. Okay, so newbie rookie mistake on my part. I actually forgot to hit record before I drilled these, but basically all I did was I measured an inch from the ends and then drilled a 3/8 inch hole through all the way through. So, and that's where we're actually going to end up threading the elastic band through. And then finally, it's just a simple matter of gluing those parts to the ends of the PVC. again, this stuff works quick, so you better too. Make sure your alignment's proper. And now to prepare the resistance band for use, I went ahead and moved these out of the way, and underneath one of them was the joint that this is, and we actually don't need this in one continuous piece, so you just cut on either side of the joint. Might use that for something else later. Go ahead and take these off. And then just after waiting about 10 minutes for all the cement to dry and everything, you just thread it through and clamp it on. All in all, pretty easy, pretty basic. But again, it handles really nicely, and it handles just like my bow does. Obviously not exactly like my bow. And the draw weight, very, very weak. But the nice thing about this design and the way I designed it is all you'd have to do to increase that weight is either just loosen the clamps and then pull more through, or you could even add a second band if you wanted to. There are probably other modifications you could make to it, like maybe adding some weight if you wanted to, so it mimicked your exact bow. This is actually fairly close to the Samick Sage, and it's because the Samick Sage is fairly lightweight. But even this is a little bit light, but that's okay because it looks similar and it handles similar to the way my bow does, and that's what I like about it as a trainer. And I think I'm really going to enjoy using it to help me train with my release. My primary purpose for building this was when I went online to look for shot trainers, the ones that came up, like the Astra trainer and some of those others, they're $80 plus. Some of them as a couple hundred. This cost me about $5, I think. Very, very inexpensive, even if it ends up costing you $10. Because you can get two out of the same 10-foot length, it's really economical for you to just either have one that's strong and weak, or have separate purposes for each one, kind of whatever you want to do. I've already used it, just for basic, testing and stuff like that to make sure it actually works as a concept, and I really enjoy it. It feels very similar to using an actual bow. And if there are other people out there that have done something similar to this and I just couldn't find them online, I apologize if I stole your idea. I really didn't. The only shot trainers, DIY shot trainers I found online were, a guy using a piece of paracord is just, that was stiff, and it was, he actually designed it for using his compound. And I really couldn't find any other thing other than just, using stretch bands. And like I said, I didn't really like using just the stretch band because it didn't really feel like my bow. And this really feels like a bow. So that's why I built it. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you got something useful out of it. I hope you come back for more videos, and I'll talk to you. Just kidding, guys. I got all the way through editing this video last night. I was about to hit the upload button when I realized I had not given credit where credit is due. I just wanted to make a big shout out to ZNA Productions specifically for doing a lot of videos that really inspired me to go ahead and do some building. There was one video in particular where he made a 35-pound bow out of PVC and fiberglass driveway markers. And that was honestly one of the biggest inspirations for the design and for doing and going through with something like this was watching his videos and watching how honestly easy it can be to go ahead and just kind of do your own thing. So I just want to give him a really big shout out right before I actually do sign off. So thanks again, thanks for watching, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye.